Serafina and I were at a entrepreneurial book club where Stephanie never read the right book, and
Stephanie was terrible at this book club.
I really sucked at book club.
I did
Fabulous. What?
I just had a visual. I just had a
It was a
visual.
lot.
I had a visual.
Proud of it.
Hold on, turn me on.
Hi and good morning and hello to a very busy week. Not only just here in Lemonadio land, but across the world as everybody's moving, shaking, the energy is up. People are coming home for college and getting together. We're wrapping up football season, which I'm very much looking forward to.
Hey.
Pats are winning. That never happened. We did not see the season happening for us. And music is being made.
Constantly.
The Phunkee professor Mwalim is here with us today. Thank you for coming on.
Oh, thanks for bringing me on.
I know, and thank you for your patience. We had a rough morning, but we got it together eventually.
Oh yeah.
So what's new with you since the last time I saw you? I feel like everything.
Well, let's see. Last night I just drove back in from New Brunswick, Canada.
All right, Anne of Green Gables. What were you doing out there?
New Brunswick has become one of my places to play music. It's just they have such an open concept of I don't know. It's really funny because New Brunswick has a reputation of being a country music area.
Yeah.
But what you find is they're very open to soul. They're very open to blues. There's less of a, how should I say, musical sense of segregation I'm finding in Canada than you find here in the United States.
I feel like that's always been the case. Is some of the best shows that I've ever been to have been in Canada.
Oh yeah.
It is just such a melting pot of anybody, everybody, it's like a European thought leader, but also like some new stuff. It really, if you've not been to any Canadian venues in a while, I highly suggest it.
It's really interesting because you'll have somebody, like I said, when I go do a show, there might be 5 of us on the bill.
Yeah.
One guy might be country western, another guy might be folk, another guy might be punk rock.
And I'm okay with that, but growing up, coming from my radio background, nope, that doesn't fit the format. It doesn't fit the bill. It doesn't fit the this. And I'm like, but why?
It doesn't. Well, it's an interesting thing about, I'm sorry, let me not step around it. Let's look at the history of how things are structured in this country.
Yeah.
It's about, let's separate. The pop chart was basically what was or top of the pops, as they called it, or the hit parade, etc.
Yeah.
This is basically what were your middle class white people listening to. And then you have the race records, which then becomes the R&B chart. And it's like, this is what are black people listening to. And what a lot of people don't realize, country was originally called the hillbilly chart. And that is what are poor white people listening to. And the funny thing that you would find is that sometimes you would have the same song on all 3 charts just by different artists because of who was considered acceptable.
Interesting. I never really thought of it that way. And I mean, this is a human who has studied music for a very long time and like the ins and outs of why it works and what it is. And not just on a beat track, putting things together, but actually on a social, economical, like just the way the world works. Education.
Sometimes it's just understanding that is also understanding your path through the system.
Yeah.
And realizing, I consider myself a soul blues artist.
Yeah.
Now, the fact that I play punk rock doesn't so much weigh into it, because if I'm saying punk rock, whoa, no, black people don't play punk rock. And so they have to come up with this whole concept called Afro punk. And it's like, but if I'm playing punk, it's punk. I don't have to call it Afro punk.
What is the obsession with labels in this country? Do we have the time for that this morning?
That's a completely different. That's a completely different conversation. But nonetheless, it's fun to go into a venue and play whatever kind of music you play, and people like it. Period.
Yeah, right.
And aren't obsessed with and then don't have to, when you get off stage. It was really the eye-opening experience for me. My primary genre of playing out, especially when I was younger, was jazz.
Yeah.
So the very first time I get a review of my performance in the Cape Cod Times. It was basically a jazz funk set.
Yep.
And the guy's closing comment was, the only disappointing thing was he didn't do one reggae tune all night.
What?
I'm like, maybe that's because I don't do reggae.
Right. It's not my thing.
But all he could see was black guy dreadlocks. Oh, he got to do reggae. No, oh, he does jazz. Oh, it's really good jazz. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, it's really good soul music. Oh, I like how he did that song, but he didn't do a single reggae song all night. Wow. Of course, a couple of years later, I was playing Bobby Burns.
Yep.
The Patio used to have live music. And I was their live player a few times.
Yeah.
One night in particular, now again, I'm playing jazz, I'm playing funk, and I got this one idiot at the bar, sing some Marley. Let's hear a Marley tune.
Oh no.
Sing some Marley.
That's so awful.
I mean, so finally, I did a Frank Sinatra rendition of Redemption Song. Shut them up.
There you go. You got both. See ya.
When you can swing out Bob Marley. I actually got a $40 bonus that night because the manager said
that's amazing.
The manager was like, that is the best way I've ever seen anybody handle a heckler. He was like, this is a little extra for you.
Well, I mean, you are the professor. Eloquence is what you speak. Good morning, Miss Mari. Are you ready for your pie party? We've got a pie party on Tuesday, and also Hank's got a book signing next week. Look at me surrounding myself, learned authors, chefs, talented musicians. We have an incredible wealth of just creators in our midst where we are. I'm super blessed to be surrounded by so many amazing human beings, you being one of them, because I love chatting. First off, I love talking business no matter what. But when I get to talk to somebody who's been in the music industry business, this is a whole nother beast. This is another animal altogether, because being a creative and asking for money is always been such a difficult thing, I think, for a lot of musicians. I mean, musicians right now are still being paid what they were paid per gig in the 70s.
Yeah.
Truth. It's just what it is. There's no, up. It was really funny when one of my hosts was like, I can't believe I've been working for you for a year. Do I get a raise? I was like, girl, no. None of us get a raise. We are lucky we get to create for a living. We get to create joy for a living. And unfortunately, that does not come with raises. Tips.
Well, it becomes a funny cycle. No, the fact that you mentioned that, because I'm thinking about live musicians started sort of getting scoffed at by DJs.
Yeah.
Because, hire a whole and now this is a funny thing. Sometimes they'll pay more for a DJ than they want to pay for a band.
Yeah.
But DJs were like, well, yeah, and having these superiority complexes over live musicians. Now what I'm enjoying is listening to vinyl DJs kvetch about people using digital controllers.
Correct.
Oh, you're not a real DJ. And it's like, yeah, you're not a real musician, because the thing is, yes, I go out and DJ and I use a DJ controller.
Yep.
And oh, you're not a real DJ. I'm like, oh, can you play piano and guitar, bass, drums? And then they're like, oh, I said, because that's what I do. I'm just doing this because that's what they'll hire. But I'm sorry. Yeah, and this is not to take away from, yes, vinyl DJing is a skill.
Right.
Blending beats is a skill.
Yep.
The big shout out to those DJs from the early 1970s and the 80s in the Bronx, who were able to figure out how to create entire new forms of music by blending two different records.
Incredible.
And your club, so big shout out to Grandmaster Flash and Grand Wizard Theodore.
Listen, I was so excited. A month ago, I got to go to LA for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and I got to hang out with Spinderella.
Oh, there you go.
This woman, I mean, not only that, throw a woman on there.
Yes. Well, Wanda D, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Wanda D, one of the first of the female hip hop DJs.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is that, so this is not to take away from the fact that I've always been one of the musicians who argue that the DJs who can do that are musicians.
I feel like just entertainers in general, period.
But it's the funny thing of watching.
You also got an ego, though.
But it's the funny thing of it's the funny thing of watching, though, the progression, because I'm a vinyl DJ, so I'm superior to a digital controller. And the funny thing is, now a lot of bars are going and getting those machines, the tunes machines, so that people, if they have the app on their phone. They
Yep.
can go in and program the music. So that's replaced DJs now.
Correct.
So, you know, it's sort of like sometimes when we stop and look at, oh, I'm now the new thing. Remember that, yeah, you're the new thing now.
For now, right? You're shiny.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Another funny thing, and I came to learn this years back. There's an interesting fine line between the music business and the music industry.
Mhm.
You can be in the music business and never be in the industry.
Yeah.
Because the industry is a set of guidelines within a gate, and you have gatekeepers. With the music business, there are no real per se gatekeepers. And it's the funny thing of you have industry standard and you have professionalism. Industry standard, like for example, when they started saying, "Oh, well, if you want your music to chart, you need to get it big on Spotify. You need, you know, your numbers on Spotify need to," and they started getting indie artists to focus on getting their Spotify numbers up.
Yeah.
Without anybody stopping and looking who owns Spotify.
Yeah. Right.
And what you find out is, you know, and Spotify doesn't pay.
No, not at all.
You know, it was, we did a record a while back. It's out now with Chops Turner. Called Grown
Chops.
Oh yeah, we did
so good.
We have a record out with him called Grown Folks Party. Womptronica collaboration with,
which, by the way, in my hand I hold the key to the catalog of Womptronica.
The house key.
This is incredible. What a good idea. Such a good idea.
But what we wanted, and it's on there, by the way, the Chops Turner record. And you know, Chops has been one of my favorite singers for years.
So talented.
And in fact, funny story. First time I actually had the nerve to approach him about doing music with him was years back. There was a show at the old Ramada in Hyannis.
Yep.
And the poetry group that I performed with at the time, we were on the bill. Chops is on the bill. And the crowd was a little, how should we say, out of hand. And when he's finally able to get control of the crowd, his keyboard player at the time, who was like drunk, is like starts going in the microphone, the roof, and it's like just completely destroyed the control. So after that, I'd pull out my business card and I went up to Chops and said, "Clearly, you need an accompanist."
That's funny.
But the funny thing is, shortly after that is when I went to New York, so we didn't get to work together then. I came back, we'd bump into each other.
Yeah.
But then finally getting to make a record together a couple of years ago when we did Get Together. Did basically sort of like because I went going to his shows, I'm listening to what he's singing, but then I'm also paying attention to what are people dancing to in between his sets.
Okay. And
realizing the DJ that was playing with him would often play what they call Southern soul.
Okay.
That style of, you know, like Anthony Hamilton, that soul music that's coming from down south.
Yep.
So I was like, what if I got Chops to sing on a Southern soul style record? So, you know, and this is actually the first tune I ever wrote on a guitar because I'm a keyboard player.
He's new to the guitar, but not anymore. I think last year you had picked it up and was already sounding Santana-like.
3 years ago. Yeah.
That's incredible. It's been that long since you come on my show.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Chuck V, because he's the one who taught me to play.
So cool.
Bass player from Groovalados, who's a guitarist, and he said, "You think like a keyboard player, so try playing the guitar like this." And it was like, oh,
the aha moment when you get shown.
Because this is like 40 years of trying to play it. I was a viola player, keyboard player, drummer, all kinds of stuff, and you know, could not figure out.
You're such a music nerd. I love it.
But it was so cool just finally figuring out how to, and it, you know, it's a lot easier to carry one of those than a keyboard. Let me tell you, you know,
it's so nice when you've got a teacher. My husband is great like that, explaining, you know, seeing how your brain works,
yes,
and then explaining to you so you get it. And when that happens, it's so magical.
Well, this is it. Well, one of the funny things is our whole little crew is neurodivergent, so we understand each other.
Love it. I feel like you have to be a creator, to be a creative, because you're not following that path. Like you were talking about industry standards, the rules.
Yeah.
You know, we're all here because we've got these little rules that we follow. A lot of people take comfort in the rules. Well, these are my guidelines. I will roll in here.
Well, this is what happens. Like going back to the Spotify model. So Spotify, everybody wants to get their numbers up on Spotify. Spotify doesn't pay anything, but going back to with Chops, we put out Grown Folk Party.
Mm-hmm.
Grown Folk Party between Spotify and Apple and whatnot ended up getting enough play that I was able to give him a royalty check for a whopping 65 cents.
Sweet.
So there's a picture.
Like, frame it.
No, and when you consider that 65 cents is 15% of what we made. So you realize, but
This album crushed, guys. This tune.
but
Amazing.
and and we're laughing because
Hi,
it's
Leah.
like we're laughing because we're realizing if we made 65 cents, if he made 65 cents off of that, and that was 15%, and you realize how many spins we got. So now let's backtrack. You print a CD. Let's say you print like you get a bunch of CDs, like about 500 of them. It's going to cost you maybe about somewhere between 75, 87 cents per CD.
Yeah.
You turn around and you sell it for $10, or you turn around and you sell it for $5. If you have sold 10 CDs at a show, you have made basically the equivalent of 350,000 spins.
Yeah. Yeah.
On Spotify. So when I dug deeper, I came to find out Spotify is basically owned by the major labels.
Yep.
They own a piece of it. So I'm like, so what you're telling me, and then they're like, oh, this is the standard. So what they're basically telling you is that the major labels have found a way to make money off of indie artists without even signing them.
Mm-hmm. It's so gross, right? It's just grimy.
But this is the difference between industry and business. Business is the basic commerce of, I have music for sale. Would you like to buy it?
Yeah.
Yes, you buy it. Okay, so a lot of direct hand-to-hand sale. And this was something that I learned back in 2000. Come out with a CD, sell about 15,000 copies, virtually all hand-to-hand.
Mm-hmm.
And realizing the funny thing was, when doing my taxes, wow, I actually made more money than somebody with a gold or platinum record.
Absolutely. But that's exactly it. You have to take it into your own hands. It's really funny that you mentioned that, because I've lived that over the last 5 years of starting Lemonadio and then persevering through what, I'm like, am I doing it right? Is this right? Is that right? And we have done much better on our own than with the assistance of having a station attached to it with a terrestrial dial that took all of our intellectual property and then paid us nothing for it.
Basically.
So I was like, wait a minute. Okay. We're not doing that anymore.
No. So, shout out to indie media.
Yeah. You know what I like? I keep it smaller. Our groups are great. They're so responsive. Your fans are much more intimate and involved and supportive. And they show up for you when you need them to. And you don't need that bigger, better, shiny Taylor Swift style life to be an artist.
Are you in the business as a business, or are you in the business as an ego trip?
Yeah.
And the people who are in it as an ego trip, that's where the industry is able to snag them. Because I can make you big. That vanity project. I can make you big.
Yeah, it is a vanity project for sure.
Yeah, on the flip side, I like the ability to be able to go out to restaurants, and I like the ability to be able to socialize among people. And
you also cultivate great tunes with many. I love the different versions of your groups, your bands, your people, the people that can just jump in. It's truly musical. It's truly about the music and creating it.
This is it. And, and people are like, well, why are you so many different groups? And people, what I've come to learn is there's a thing, branding.
Yeah.
And realize we talked about this a little bit earlier, the construct of segregating concepts.
Yep.
So if we're doing soul and funk and giving it that more 70s classic Curtis Mayfield, Marvin Gaye sound, we're the Groovalados.
Yeah.
If we're doing underground dance music, house music, it's Swamptronica, because people would not be able to deal with, well, what are the Groovalados? Wait, why are the Groovalados doing this? Wait, they're doing this, they're doing. So you separate when you're doing rock hop. That's ZYG 808's sound.
Love him.
That combination of rock and hip hop.
Yep.
So when we're doing, sometimes it'll end up being the same guys playing behind him, but we're doing a different style of music. So therefore you brand it differently.
Yep.
And then when it's Mwalim, you're doing more of that blues soul with that jazz edge.
Is that for others or is it for you? It's that like just categorizing, cataloging things.
It's a little of each.
Yeah.
But mostly it's for others, because it's
a way to connect.
It's a way to connect. And it's also just understanding people are trained to latch onto brands.
Right.
And so what will happen is that they might, it's funny to hear somebody say, "Oh, I like this better than that." Okay, well, it's what it is you like this style better than that. Because it's
Right.
the same people doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well, it's like I equate it to going to a restaurant
yeah,
and just ordering something different off the menu.
right.
Right.
Well,
You know what you're going to get when you have the funky professor. You
yeah,
know your style of music, your artistry.
yeah.
But whether what's coming out of there could be techno.
Yeah. So therefore, put a different.
Or it could
Put a
be beats.
different
We're
brand
getting
on.
chicken tonight.
Well,
We're getting steak.
It's funny. I call it. Well, the people who I learned watching this, one of the big ones was George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic,
Yeah.
and realizing how many sub bands come out of
We're
Parliament
involved in
Funkadelic.
all of that.
But the sub bands again were these little sub brands.
Yep.
And then you look at groups even like Wu-Tang Clan. You
Yep.
have Wu-Tang Clan, and then each one has their little separate thing.
Red Man, Method Man. Good morning, Jackie.
I call it the Kellogg.
Yeah.
No, because you have Kellogg, which was cornflakes, right? But out of Kellogg cornflakes, you have Product 19, which is still cornflakes.
Yep.
You have Special K, which is still cornflakes.
Exactly.
You have Frosted Flakes, which is still cornflakes.
Facts.
But you have to give each one a different name so that people understand what it, understand because of the way the brain is wired.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's all basically the same. It's like we go to Disneyland, right?
Yep.
We go to Disney World and we get on the rides in Fantasyland. And we never stop and look at it's really the same ride over and over and over
Yes,
and
it
over
is.
again. We just gave you different characters.
You jazzed it up a different way.
Yeah. You get it. You get in a little bucket that's themed after that particular movie or whatnot, and you go through and you experience scenes from the movie, and then you have a near perilous ending, and then the doors open and you're back on the conveyor belt getting off the ride.
So is this the Oversoul Theater Collective? Or is this a whole nother group of Kellogg's?
This is almost a whole completely different thing. Now,
I love it.
Oversoul Theater Collective, just really quickly, it was funny. We started in 1994 right here in Mashpee.
Okay.
And we actually somewhat grew. Well, we grew out of two organizations. There was a theater company in Boston, well, still there, called New African Company, which is New England's oldest continuous professional Black theater company. And there were some of us who were members of that in Boston and wanted something like that out here. And we especially saw a need for something like that out here because when I'm going out and auditioning as an actor and I'm getting stopped at the door at places, and then I'm auditioning and they're saying, "Well, we're thinking of doing either 12 Angry Men or To Kill a Mockingbird, so we might want to bring you in."
Well, I guess I'm out.
So we need a Black character, we'll call you that. Greeted with that kind of thing,
Yeah.
Got to shout out Harwich Junior Theater for always having been the colorblind.
They're a really
casting.
great organization. They really are. Truly.
They are. So but that was the one group that was like that on the Cape. So finally we recognizing that a group of us got together and created Oversoul Theater Collective. Our first performance space was actually the Prodigal Son coffee house in Hyannis, over on Ocean Street.
Okay.
So we used to do stuff on that little tiny stage.
I like that little building.
It was a fun little space. And then our first program was here in Mashpee. At the middle school, we had an after-school improvisational theater workshop that became an improvisational theater troupe. And actually, shout out to one of the folks who really blew up out of that youth program, Kylie Turner.
Yep.
Who's now doing big things in New York and California.
That's pretty incredible.
With theater and film, and is out there and I have to say, out there as an indie artist doing it big.
Fabulous. Yeah.
But so that was one of Oversoul Theater Collective's launches, if you will. And a lot of young folks who are out doing big things with theater and music and film who came through our programming here in Mashpee, the programming that we started doing in New Bedford. In fact, big shout out to one of the big MCs of the region, Sia Law, who's doing big things in hip hop around New England. I
love it.
He was one of my New Bedford kids back when he was young. Poet Eva Brito, who's doing big things with poetry and her workshops. She was one of the kids in our program. So, but Oversoul Theater Collective was about creating that bridge for the community to actually have access into the arts profession.
Yeah.
And so that's what Oversoul is like, our educational institution.
Well, you really are truly your professor. You're always working with youth. You're always working with talent. You're always cultivating people to try new stuff. I mean, I've seen you do it with your own child, but then others too. You know what I mean? It's really incredible what you do. You get them so excited and passionate.
Well, one of our proudest success stories, one of the young people who came through our New Bedford program is now our executive director.
That's awesome.
So one of the young people is now my boss, basically.
Well, somebody's going to be the boss.
Shout out to Rhea Ramos.
That's
the boss.
Incredible, though. So you trained your own boss. I like that. They won't give you any grief. That's what we need. More of that.
I don't know about that, but still the boss.
Right, so, for sure.
Boss is got to give grief.
That's it.
That's on the.
That's what we do.
But the level, I would say, of organization that she has brought.
Yep.
And structure that she's brought, because we're artists and we're artists,
right?
And she's an administrator with an appreciation for the arts, and an artist and a creative very much in her own right, but likes to be more in the background. But I would say the term I always use for her is organizational genius.
Okay.
So
everybody needs one of those. So
luckily,
use one.
So luckily we have an organizational genius.
Jealous. If I'm the organizational genius, y'all are in trouble. Just saying.
And a big piece with Oversoul has become the, if you will, the presentation body.
Okay.
So it's the think tank in a manner of speaking. But
great.
When we do performance and presentation, it's through Oversoul Theater Collective. And now the separation, that's a nonprofit.
And you're mainly working out of New Bedford right now in that space, right?
We're doing some stuff on the Cape. We're doing, some things with Cordial Eye and Hyannis.
Which they're an incredible organization as well. I'm going to be headed
great.
Over there to do a show, I think, coming up in the next month or two, hoping to get one in before 2026 hits us.
Yeah.
But once this holiday slow roll that we're going to be hitting, I mean, we're just booked.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know how it is.
You too.
Oh.
It's like, what?
We were just talking about the parade. You were like, oh,
no way. Like where everyone's booked. It's a wild time of year. And so I put this stuff in the back burner, simmer, watch what they're doing, collect them. How do we follow you?
Which reminds me, by the way, if you are trying to get people for Black History Month, call now. Call now.
I feel like I'm doing an infomercial.
Yes, it is like an infomercial. No, this is the funny thing, because
you get the call the week of. You're like, I'm busy.
Having it's nice having a cushy professor job, but still out there as a performer, out there as a presenter. But when I did this as my primary means of income, it would be hysterical, because I would get calls in January, and I used to make the joke, "Hi, can you come be Black for us next month?" and I'm like, "I'm sorry, I'm
full. I'm Black every day."
Yes. Well, one principal, I had to say, well, I'm just as Black and charming the other 8 months of the school year.
Anytime you want me.
It doesn't have to be February.
Yeah, right. Michael Shipman, good morning. We were just talking about you this morning. Very excited.
Michael.
He's amazing.
Conspiracy of Noise.
They just played our Clam Jam. We had over 600 people there, by the way.
Nice.
And it was cold. Poor Elegy shivering in the woods.
Oh, man.
It was cold.
One of the great vocalists of our region.
She's great.
One of the great vocalists of our region.
Drums, amazing. Just incredible.
And a little fun thing. I designed their logo.
Oh, well then, fancy pants.
I designed Michael Shipman's logo. Well, he's a groovalato, so that's how we work with each other.
I love it.
And so when he had Conspiracy of Noise and told me his concept, it was like, how's that work for you? And the next thing I get a guitar pick with it on it. I'm like, oh, nice. All right, you used it. Yes,
that's awesome.
But yeah, great band.
I got to give you one of our posters from Clam Jam with your logo that you made.
Ah, there we go. And we did a show together in New Bedford actually last year.
Amazing.
So we had Conspiracy of Noise and the Groovalatos on the same stage.
See, I had no idea that you were part of the Groovalatos. Very cool, Michael. Yeah. So many talents.
There are 12 of us, but like I said, there are 12 of us, but 10 still on the planet.
You guys are constantly gigging, all of you working musicians.
Yeah. And that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, right? Making your skills better.
This is it.
Growing, learning new stuff all of the time. Whenever I see you're working on something new, it's always...
and a spoiler. The Groovalatos are back in the studio.
Yay!
We're finally going to do that follow-up album.
I very much love that, because you guys are so talented.
And it's fun, because the first album I wrote, ended up writing everything.
Yep.
And the late Billy Atkins and I produced it together. And so it was Billy was Zig's drum teacher.
Yep.
So Zig had to step into the role when Billy departed all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
Yeah.
And so there was that element of continuum.
Well, it
But
pushed Zig further too. I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like when you step into shoes like that, when
Oh,
you've
yeah.
got such a legend
you step into your teacher's shoes.
right? That's got to be surreal. I
yeah.
know Zig and I have talked about that
Yeah.
a few times, and he's just what an incredible human you've brought forth. Thank you.
Oh, it was an improv job.
Yeah, right. Hysterical.
You know, I'd been a teacher for years, and I'm like, oh wow, I've got one of my own. Oh wow, it's a little younger than the age group I deal with. Well, let's see what we can do.
There you go. But he's also fostering other youthful talents, which is incredible
he's
to
now
watch.
a school teacher, yes.
Yeah, right.
So I'm like, aha, the family business has kicked in. Yes.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry. Me and Mwalim go way back. He's definitely a mentor of mine for sure. So says Michael.
Oh yeah. First time working with Mike actually was the first play that I directed on the Cape.
Yep.
We did the Colored Museum. This would have been, I believe, 1994 or 5, with the Hyannis Center Theater.
Very
And
cool.
He came in as the musician for a couple of the scenes, and first time I got to work with him and jam with him, and we've been, working off of each other ever since.
That's so. Talk to me. What's going on with the record company?
Okay, well, Polygroove Records ended up coming about, and the name is actually drawn from Polyphonic Studios.
Yep.
You're gonna love the way you sound when you use Polyphonic Studios.
We are
commercial grade recording facility located in East Wareham, with 12 Grammy nominations to our credit for the people who work at Polyphonic Studios. Polyphonic Studios. We also have on-location recording available with Polyphonic Studios, so we can come to your rehearsal space and record an entire album with Polyphonic Studios. Polyphonic Studios. Check us out at polyphonicstudios.com. Polyphonic Studios. You're gonna love the way you sound.
Yay! My radio girl just got so joyful inside. So, do it again.
It's really funny because growing up listening to Cape Cod radio and making fun of the commercials, you end up then
100%.
Hey, where you going? I'm going where the tastiest clams are. Where? Thompson's Clam Bar in Harwichport.
Yes. You can't help it. We're Cape and Islands glassed to death.
Yes.
We are glued to these old-timey commercial jingles.
Yeah.
That just are so infectious.
And the old radio voices.
Yeah.
Like, he did not have a baritone like this. He would just get up on the microphone and he would turn down the high end on the EQ, so he would sound like this.
Thank you. Then you see him in public and you're like, that's not your voice. You don't sound right.
Hi, I'm the announcer for W.
We call those yuckers.
Yes. In fact, truth, one of the first people to master the microphone technique was Orson Welles.
Yeah.
His speaking voice didn't sound like that. And one of the big complaints of him was, as an actor, was his voice didn't project. But in terms of Citizen Kane,
he had to learn it.
Oh yeah. Well, no. In terms of Citizen Kane, this is why he went to movies, because with Citizen Kane, they could put a microphone right over his head. He could have that rich baritone that everybody came to know as the Orson Welles style speaking voice.
So fun. So these are the fun sounds and things that you get to explore in a studio when you get to go.
Oh yeah. It's the big.
We do have a lot of amazing musicians. We were super lucky this year. I was talking to you about the farmers market, where what I decided to do, because I was just so scattered.
Right.
I needed something to live somewhere. And so I said to the Cape Cod musicians, somebody just sign up. This is the gig. It only pays $250. It's 12 to 3 on Sundays. Who's got time? And we only had one no call, no show.
This is it.
We had 100 people sign up for this. And it was just an incredible space to watch musicians of every caliber roll up and make music.
That's how it's supposed to go.
Right? So I was like, I don't think I could recreate it if I tried, but letting people choose their time, their space, what they know what they're getting paid. It's not a wait for the bar at the end of the night and chase the owner around and hope you get paid what you said that they were going to pay you.
Oh yeah.
It's frustrating, right?
Well, this is it. But it becomes the thing of this is how you create your own gigs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is why you create your own gigs, and especially a place like Cape Cod, you oftentimes end up having to create your own gigs. We've done better going and getting a hold of one of the community halls, like in Katuitt or
And throw your own show.
and throw a show and put out the flyers. And
Yeah.
put out the, and you end up getting more folks that way. And
it's a lot of promotion and a lot of work, but at the end of the day, you did it for you.
But and the funny thing is, this is what made the move into New Bedford easy.
Because you have more opportunity?
Well, it's more opportunity, but also understanding the nature of if you're in a self-promotion situation.
Okay.
You see, now, I guess let me talk about evolution of venues. Once upon a time, you had venues that had a reputation for you go there because you know you're going to hear good music. You know you're going to have a good time. You know you're going to hear a good band. And most of those places have been knocked down.
Yeah.
Like, that if you went to the Mill Hill Club, you knew that you're going to hear a good band this night, you're going to hear a band this night, you're going to hear a DJ this night, and it wouldn't always be the same one, but you knew that there was going to be a certain quality.
Yep. Now it's a memory care facility.
And yes. Still named Mill Hill.
Yes. Throwing it up.
Same people who used to probably hang out there now.
100%. We're back, bitches. Amazing.
But the thing is, venues once upon a time had a reputation. Well, what happened now is you started getting venues and bars that are like, oh, we need bands. And it's like, oh, so what you need then is what they want to do is they want to book bands with a following.
Yep. Of course.
Well, that's counterintuitive, because how does a band get a following if they haven't gotten out and played in front of people? And the thing is, if you own a restaurant or a bar and you're depending on the band to bring in clientele, you're a crap restaurant or a crap bar. I'm not even going to tell you. If you can't get people to come into your venue on it, on the merits of its own, and the music is just sort of like a side treat, then you actually have a crap venue.
Yeah.
There's no getting around that.
It's so hard too, especially with the rising cost of food. So now bands are getting cut out.
Well, bands are getting cut out, but even with what I'm saying is the choices when it's like, oh, well, what kind of following do you have? I don't know what kind of clientele do you have? Because I can tell you, and I'm not, I don't mince words. Years back, Groove House used to play the Parrot.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing. Oh, well, what kind of group can you bring in? Well, the problem is, we would bring an audience in there and they would treat them badly.
Yeah.
They would treat them badly. Some of their regular customers would treat our folks badly. So our folks were like, we love you, but we're not coming back here.
Yeah.
So why are we going to bring people into your venue if you don't know how to treat them?
Yeah. Having that good partnership is real. It's tough to develop.
Yeah. Yeah, because our last time playing there was our last time playing there because they did not, and this has happened many places on the Cape. People like Groovalato music, and we go play a bar, and you water down your drinks. Your food was garbage. Your wait staff was garbage.
I mean, in a perfect world, the band rolls up, and then the bar owner gets to make up for the cost of the band by selling a little bit more, whether it's food or beverage, or they sit, they're enjoying like this. In a perfect world, this is how it's supposed to be, a symbiotic relationship. We've gotten away from that.
We've gotten away from that, and it's also you might have a band that has been able to cultivate a following, but they're not as good as the other band who doesn't understand marketing and promotion,
or who's not on social media drumming up randoms to come to the show. So you've got everything's a body count now.
It is, and it has nothing to do with the quality of the music.
Right.
So it's sort of like if you want to create events with quality music, you have to get out of the bar scene, which it was funny because when we were hitting a brick wall back in 2017, we just finished an album and we're going around and you can't get booked on the Cape. We're actually being told by venues, well, too many black guys in your band. Literally, we got told that. We got told that. Well, I'll tell you,
I wouldn't even know what to do. I wouldn't even know what to say.
We got told that. Well, I mean, it is so much a part of the Cape Cod experience that it's just like, oh, okay, understood.
Your band has too many black guys. Someone said that to you.
Yeah. Two different venues told us that.
So multiple venues.
Yes. So we kind of recognize. So what we started doing, the idea hit me one time. I'm in Provincetown. and I'm seeing all of these musicians playing out on the street in Provincetown. And I'm like, this might be an interesting way to create a tour.
I've seen whole ass pianos rolling up Commercial
Yes,
Street.
yes.
They do not give a flying anything about that.
Dude is an amazing pianist, by the way.
I've stood
and listened to him play for a while. I've sang with him, but the thing we realized was, hey, so we then moved the Groovalatos up and started playing on the street in Provincetown. I created a whole street corner tour. I went and found free speech laws. So it was like we were able to set up on street corners in Boston and in Cambridge with a permit, and got a permit and did in Provincetown.
This is the guy.
And set up a street, set up in Harwich, set up in Mashpee, set up in, we ended up set up in Worcester. So we ended up doing a street tour.
Yeah, I love it.
The funny thing that we came to find was, people make fun of buskers. Oh, playing out on the street, you're begging for money. Guess what? We played in front of the Way Downtown. Now, when we played the Way Downtown, it was a 3-4 hour gig, and we made basically $100 a guy.
Yeah.
We played across the street from the Way Downtown in front of Town Hall with a bucket. We played for an hour and a half, and we made $1,200.
Exactly. First off, my husband and I will not pass a busker without giving them money, period.
This is it.
You're out here hustling and modicum of talent, you're getting money.
But there's a video, actually. If you look, we set up in front of Cabot Candy, and you can see Commercial Street and the Cross Street are blocked with people dancing.
That's awesome.
Including the cops.
I love it. Good. Yeah, well, they're out there.
But this was also part of teaching Zig about the difference between the industry and the business.
Yeah.
This is not the industry, this is the business. But guess what? You're creating a direct relationship with your audience, because this is 2017.
Yeah.
We've had COVID. I can walk down Commercial Street and people still remember, hey, you the guys used to play Lope Square all the time. So
yeah, that's awesome.
This is creating that direct connection.
Yes.
And that's more what the business is based on, because everybody wants to tell you big, 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 big. No, that's not really what it is. It's about, can you feed yourself?
Yeah.
Can you put a roof over your head?
Right.
Are you comfortable?
Yeah.
Have you given yourself the type of life where you have options?
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Smarter, not harder. Listen,
this is it.
Especially in any of our baby musicians, any of our, brand new talent out there trying to figure out how you're going to find your space.
This is it. And goes back to what Polygroove Records became, was because we now ended up with so much different product. Because before it was just, the Groovalatos put out a record and, had a label that we just put on it because you have to have a label name.
Yeah.
But we decided we need to actually be a label.
Yep.
So that's where Polygroove Records grew out of Polyphonic Studio.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Was to have this label, and so that's become that vehicle. So that's the recording music media side, and that is for profit. And then the performance side is nonprofit.
But so you've got an actual physical location right now?
Oh yeah, we're located actually at the Cranberry Common.
Perfect.
Right across from the old Benny's.
Yep.
For the old Cape Cod, the old Benny's in Wareham.
You know where it is.
Yeah. Now it's like Riley's Auto and something in.
I got to pop over there when I'm over at Bailey's on music bingo night. I got to visit you.
Okay, yeah, we're right over near there. The Common, we're right near the tattoo shop.
Perfect.
And
but a lot of our musicians are always looking for places to create their music.
This is true. And well, a lot of musicians have kind of built studios in their basement, which I think is a wonderful thing, because a lot of work that we've done has been more post-production.
But that's it. When you're ready to elevate.
Yeah, when you want to, because what'll happen is they'll record it at home and they'll bring it to us and we'll mix it and master it for them.
That's fabulous.
And sometimes we might have to, we have access to really good microphones. So sometimes they'll lay down everything and they'll come in and do their vocal with us, and so we've learned how to. The old school studios, you came in and did everything from scratch.
Yeah, that didn't happen anymore. It takes too long. You can't afford that.
No. And
I can't afford it. You can't afford my time for that.
No.
Right.
I love that song that's on TikTok. Oh, we don't owe you affordability.
Correct. This is what it costs.
Yeah, my favorite line is, we're outside your budget. We're not overpriced.
That's it. You're not ready for us yet.
If things didn't cost money, wouldn't that be nice? But we don't owe you affordability. And that's
damn TikTok. What's up, Gretchen? Hey, let me know if you're available next weekend. I need a present wrapper. I'll pay you. Thanks. Love Lemonadio. Things I'm not good at. Wrapping anything.
But look, some of the fun though that we've been able to come out with.
Yeah.
Let's see. every second Saturday at Bento's restaurant in New Bedford.
Okay.
Next one will be December 13th.
I've heard you speak really highly of that place.
Good food.
Okay.
The food is good. Joe Cruz opened it up.
Okay.
And New Bedford guy.
Well, you know what? This is the time of year to travel and move around a little bit. We're okay. Us Cape Codders guys, you can go over the bridge. It's allowed. It's also easier this time of year.
Much. But the fun thing is with Bento's every second Saturday, we have the blues room.
Love it.
So doing, blues and soul every second Saturday. It's the Mwalim trio.
What time do you do that?
We start at 7.
Okay.
7 p.m. and they're located at 555 Pleasant, which is the corner of Pleasant Street and Union Street.
I would love to send Hank over there. We do a blues show here on Lemonadio, and I would love to like maybe capture some of that.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Support it in some fashion.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Rich Marvin came over.
Maybe even once a month to come over and just like really capture some live audio.
That would be nice.
Amazing.
That would be, let's set that up.
Please. And yes. And also your show, we're going to be working on getting some, a little, some beats on Friday nights.
Friday. Because right now, one of the things we're doing in New Bedford is with WNB1.
Yep.
And now we're going to be part of Lemonadio.
Yes.
From the underground. So bringing house music.
I love it.
And, it's a funny thing with house music because people try to say, "Oh, house music is gone." I'm like, house music never went anywhere.
Nowhere.
It's
always had its subset of people that just love it.
Well, people didn't realize. They said, "Oh, disco died," and it's like, no, disco didn't die. It became funkier and it became house music.
Yeah.
And it was an interesting. We were talking about when people start to subcategorize.
Yeah.
Disco was the pop form of underground club music coming out of black clubs.
Yep.
It was, it was the people who were suddenly listening now to the OJs and Philly International Records.
So good.
And the records like that had the boom, boom, boom.
It's move your body music
going.
Period.
But what you then had were groups like the Bee Gees all of a sudden coming out, and now it was pop. And you had Saturday Night Fever, and disco was now all of a sudden pop.
Yeah.
And it ran its course, and then it's like, oh, we're done with that. Let's go on to the next thing. And it then became the commercialized version of punk music, which they then started calling new wave, which was sanitized punk, basically.
Yeah.
But disco didn't disappear. It just went back into the underground clubs. So I remember I was 16 years
I never thought of it that way.
It's funny to think about because I'm 16 years old. And this is to tell you how different things were. There was a guy handing out passes to a club in front of my high school.
Yeah,
he'd go to jail if he did that now. But I got a pass to the Paradise Garage. So I'm like, okay, so I found my way to be able to sneak into the Paradise, get out of the house. Went to the Paradise Garage, and I was blown away by the sound system the minute I heard it. Larry Levon was the DJ.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing this sound, and
I was lucky that I got to grow up in Providence because I had that similar situation where there was so many people making music in places like the Music Room and whatever. And absolutely handing out flyers to underage people to say, hey, come on in.
And that whole underground.
Yes.
But that whole underground vibe. And I didn't even know the term house music at that point. I just knew that, wow, I'm hearing what sounds like disco, but just the sound is so engulfing.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, getting the idea of Frankie Knuckles, who used to be Larry Levon's assistant at the Paradise Garage, goes to Chicago, ends up as the resident DJ at the Warehouse.
So many legends.
And at the Warehouse is where the term house music came from. So now this comes back to New York. It goes to DC. So there becomes this entire house music underground scene, which I end up becoming part of in the 90s, even as a jazz musician, but still the underground dance music scene up and down the East Coast.
Yeah. And
it's the funny thing of getting away from it for a little bit and then coming back and realizing, wow, all the same people I knew back in the 80s and 90s who are still living are still doing it.
Yeah.
So, house heads we don't age out of house music.
No.
Because, you'll still see somebody who was back then in their 20s or 30s who's now in like their 50s or 60s, and they're still out there on the floor.
Absolutely.
And it was the funny thing of like walking into one of the clubs and seeing all these people. I'm thinking that everybody's going to be Ziggy's age. And I'm walking in there like a couple of people Ziggy's age, but most of the folks are the people I knew from back in the day. Mwalim, how's it going? What's up, man? And then having Womptronica ended up, we actually came together at the Native Art Gallery that used to be in the Mashpee Common.
Okay.
We started throwing underground dance parties there
Fun.
and mixing it up. So we'd have a DJ. We had Asa Peters
I
playing
feel like we
saxophone.
need to bring that back
I'm
here
doing
somewhere.
keys. Well, we kind of got run out of town for what we were doing. And so, and what we ended up doing, and the Native Gallery ended up closing.
Yeah.
And so that's how we ended up moving to Gallery X in New Bedford. And that's how we then came to see, wait, New Bedford has this whole scene going. So
got a good food scene too.
Oh yeah. So the Thump and Soul session became a regular event.
Okay.
Every third Saturday in New Bedford, we have the Thump and Soul session, which is underground dance music. And we partnered with one of the other groups because so how we do it is they have First Saturday. They're the New Moon Dance Party, and they have one called Body, 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 which is a little bit more of the wider spectrum of underground dance music because they go into EDM and whatnot. But with the Thump and Soul session, we're more the deep house, Afro house, jazz house, more of your classic blends.
Love that.
And and it's wonderful to have that much flavor floating around New Bedford because and this is the thing people don't understand. We're not rivals with any of the other house music groups or collectives out there. These are our collaborators.
Right.
We're at their parties, they're at our parties.
Because that's the thing that I think when we are protective of what we feel is ours, it stifles you. And I think people have a hard time realizing when you start creating and mixing flavors, the elevation that happens in everyone's music.
Well, this is it. This is it.
Yeah.
And so, people, it's the funny thing of people have tried to pit New Moon against Swamp Try. It's like, those are our people.
So weird.
Those are our people. One of the resident DJs at New Moon Dance Party, Corey Jones, is a member of Womptronica.
Yeah.
So, how does that work? And, and there have been nights where what we've done is we've ended up once or twice, we've ended up with events on the same night. So we end up at our event announcing down the street at Co-Creative is the New Moon, and and they're down at New Moon saying
share
up the street at the Vault is Womptronica, and so we turned it into a block party kind of situation.
Fabulous.
And people are not used to that.
Yeah,
and I realize because we come from a culture that cultivates false competition.
Yeah,
we create a competition of who's number one.
Well, because that brings attention. I think that's what it is. I think when you create that, people pay more attention because they feel like they've got something at stake. It's almost like a gambling mentality. I don't know.
I would, yes and no, because I'll hear people argue about who's a better guitarist. And I'm like, does your playlist consist of one person? One artist?
Right? No.
Does anybody have a playlist that only has one artist?
Right.
So it means that you like this person, you like that person, you like that person, you like that person, you like that person.
Yeah.
Why do you have to rank this one against that one? That's what I mean by the false competition.
Yeah.
Because we, in terms of like, you think about, going back to a label, Motown. You don't argue about was Marvin Gaye better than Smokey Robinson?
God, no, you cannot. You cannot.
Because but
that's real talent though. Well, I mean, when we're talking about new stuff where it's like Sabrina Carpenter and Olivia Rodrigo, like that's very different.
It is. It's very different.
Yeah.
But the thing of it is you don't need the competition if you've got product.
Yeah, true.
And you don't, creating this false, if you will, dichotomy isn't really necessary. It's a matter of you can have 9 vocalists and they're all wonderful in their own way.
Yeah.
And it might be my personal taste is I like this one better.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I'm going to rank this one better than that one.
Well, and you know what? I like the fact that you're working as collective. I've jumped into the whole thought leadership of working with collectives also because it's just easier for creators to not have to be, what are you going to do next? What are you going to do now? What are you going to do here? You can just kind of enjoy where you're at with others and then lean into them when they're having a great creative moment.
Exactly.
And you're like, great. We're all good, but this one's elevating us.
This one's doing this.
Yeah.
This one's doing that. And it's
so nice.
We, again, want to talk about society. Rugged individualism. This is what we push. We have that whole construct, and it's the funny thing of when people talk
go it alone.
This is go it alone.
Oh, they're creating this. Look at that person. What an icon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's like the funny thing is like the term by your bootstraps.
Yeah.
It was originally an absurdity. the whole notion of pulling yourself up by your bootstraps was, yeah, there's no way you can do that.
Right.
But it's now become, oh, just pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And it's like, you realize what an idiot you sound like when you say that?
It's true.
And I have to tell you, there are a lot of people who sound like idiots who love to say that. And it's like, but it goes back to the rugged individualism, we're alone. And, what is that adage that spiders working together can stop an elephant?
It's true.
It is. It is. But think about that spider web and think of how many times we avoid that spider web because we've been taught that no, it's competition and it's rugged individualism.
Yeah.
And, I've experienced the stupidity of people trying to pit conspiracy and noise against. They've tried to pit Michael's band against the Groovalados, and I'm like, number one, we're virtually the same freaking band. We've all worked together. We've all done stuff together. I
met Michael and started collaborating with Michael because you put him in my vortex because you were busy. Something else was going on. And you're like, there you go.
And I'm like, I was like, oh, you want a really good band?
Great.
Talk to Michael.
Yeah.
And again, put a show together, called up Michael. Yay, free this day, come do. We did a show called Directions.
Yeah.
And that's how it works.
I love it.
And it's like there is no rivalry between the bands.
Yeah.
These are great. Mike has musical ideas, and great musical ideas, and Conspiracy of Noise became his way to let these musical ideas out.
Yeah.
And it's like, do that. I've been in an audience in their show on numerous occasions and love the music they make. And they've come to the Groovalato shows. So again, there's the outside tries to create this false competition, and it's like, no, we're a community. We're a family.
And I love that you said you're brewing up some flavor in New Bedford. So let everybody know how to find you, where to connect with you on your shows.
Okay. Well, if you go to Linktree, which is, what is it? They do that really.
I know.
LIN.
There's a missing letter in there.
It's not a missing letter. They put a period in a weird place.
It throws me.
LINKTR.EE.
Yes.
/ Oversoul Theater Collective.
Perfect.
We have that same one also if you want to find individual activity. If you go to the Linktree, that's LINKTR.EE / the Phunkee Professor, or Womptronica. I'm not going to go through the whole link spell out again if you didn't catch it the first.
Yeah, right.
Few times.
You'll be able to connect once you're in the web. Yeah. You'll be around.
But Womptronica, you can find information on all of those about what's coming up. December 13th, after enjoying the Mashpee Parade.
Yeah, right.
Venture to New Bedford for some soul and blues at the Blues Room at Bento's, 7 p.m. Great drinks and food and amazing music by the Mwalim Trio.
Love it.
December 13th will feature saxophonist Ted Winch. So join us for a special December 13th of the Blues Room. Now, on third Saturdays, however, we take December and January off.
Good.
Third Saturday of February, the 21st, we have the Thumpin' Soul Session returning. And the Thumpin' Soul Session for that will be at the Frederick Douglass Unity House at UMass Dartmouth. And on the 21st of March, we're going to be at Gallery X. And then the third Saturday of April, we're going to be at the Unitarian Universalist Church in New Bedford.
Hear this?
It's a floating dance party.
What I'm hearing is you need to book him like in June if you want him now. So
yeah, kind of thing. And again, for everybody looking for artists, not just me, but looking for artists for Black History Month, call them now. Don't wait till January because we've been booked.
Yeah, right. That's it.
Don't just suddenly think of, oh my God, we need Black people. No, don't think of that suddenly, like January. And I know what triggers it. You know what? You know why we get the phone calls? Because all of a sudden Martin Luther King Day, and it's like, oh my God, that's right. We need Black people next month. Oh my God. And so when Martin Luther King happens, then all of a sudden your phone starts ringing. Hi, can you come be Black for us? And that's
I can't.
This is what it is.
This has been a fabulous, candid conversation that I won't soon forget.
This is the funny thing, and it's like, let's face it, this is Cape Cod. So you have the people who, why do you have to have a Black History Month? Right? So it's like, so the people who
not all.
I'm saying, but the people who think that way, don't worry, you're not going to call anyway. But the ones who are, but the ones who are trying to, maintain that, just understand, you need to call now. You need to call in November, just like for Native Heritage Month, which is November. Stop calling in October.
I know.
Call in August. Call in July. November is coming. Call the Native people that you want to come be Indians in November. Call them in August.
We have some amazing native vendors. I do want to shout them out because we have the Christmas market that is happening. It is cold. We were out there this past weekend. It was great. But Core Designs, Kiara, fabulous human beings. We have so many. We had over 80 people. We had 160 people sign up. We'll be out there until December 14th. We've got fabulous artists, amazing musicians when it's warm enough for them to move their fingers and play.
Shout out, by the way, to Emma Jo Mills Brennan.
Amazing. I love her.
One of the great musicians of Cape Cod.
She's
unsung
incredible.
Musicians. Pianist, flautist, has recordings out.
Yep. And she pops up on our field and we'll sell some stuff sometimes, which I love. I get to hang out with Emma Jo this weekend.
Because I've caught up with her at some of your markets. So but definitely somebody who when we talk about the creatives in the area, definitely one of our unsung creative geniuses.
Yeah, but when you feel like creating and you're in this vein of whatever, I feel like this is what's bringing me passion. This is what's giving me life right now. Please foster that instead of saying, I like your old stuff better.
Yeah.
I liked your old show. That used to make me laugh. That's been a favorite of mine lately. I really enjoy that.
But the big one that we're actually going to be bringing back from New Bedford is the radio show that's now going to be part of Lemonadio.
I am very excited.
From the Underground is now going to be joining Lemonadio. So we're going to have house music happening on Friday nights here.
Yes.
As well as Tuesday nights in New Bedford, so you can catch the show. And
it's going to be the first Friday in December, and we're just going to roll with it. I'm really looking forward to adding you.
Thank you. And the other fun thing that's going to be coming with Oversoul Theater Collective in New Bedford. In New Bedford, we're partnering with Third Eye Unlimited.
Okay.
And we're starting an improvisational theater troupe called the Griot's Corner.
Okay.
And we're going to be starting that up in February. And it starts with professional actors training, and then we're going to create a play together, and through rehearsal and repetition, we turn it into a performance piece, and we're going to start presenting that in April and May.
Good. Well, please come back and talk about that and getting people involved, and then we can support you that way.
Okay, appreciate it.
I love this.
But meanwhile, and also just if you go online, check out music by the Groovalados, check out music by the ZYG 808, check out music by Mwalim the Phunkee Professor, and check out the music of Wamtrana. You can find it on all streaming platforms.
I love it. Thank you. Mwalim the Phunkee Professor. I will drop all of the stuff in the chat also so that you can find him just in case you're like driving or you're link treeing or listening to us in the shower, whatever it is you're doing today. It's going to be a crazy week. Get your grocery shopping done. Get all of that knocked out of the way. Hank and I will be on the air tomorrow with you, 7:30 in the morning. So we'll see you then. We'll check in. And bye. Rolling out. Have a great day, everybody. I'm going to get you to make us a better outro. I'm going to buy one from you.
No need to buy it. You family, I'll make one for you.
Yes.